Fix this goddamn video. What's going on, YouTube? It's D Spence Beats again. Sounds by Spence. It's my new name. Yeah, we're gonna review Adonis Live. This young man is a courageous young man. I like his videos. He is all the way in East Europe. East Europe, I forgot where he is exactly. Anyway, he is a quote unquote FBA. I hate using that term because I'm gonna call you black. Say we gonna call me black. My parents are all Caribbean, but I identify as black because I didn't have the Caribbean experience. My parents are from there, but I was born here in America, so that's all I know. Either way, what's going on with these South African, not rallies, but they're rallying other South Africans to intimidate and threaten other Africans to get out of South Africa. Now, let me tell you what I know before I learn more, because I'm not educated on the topic 100%. I know they specifically targeted Nigerians at one point because not just Nigeria, not just South Africa. I believe even parts of Northern Africa, they banned Nigerians because Nigerians have a bad reputation, right? They're known for, and this is not me, this is what they will say, they're known for stealing, scamming, etc., right? So they say, you know what, instead of us just trying to be politically correct, let's just say, let's get Nigerians the F out of here, point blank, period. Is it wrong? Of course it's wrong, because as history knows that South Africans were also exalted out of their land. I guess now they're trying to take it back because I'm assuming it's more like a like here in America we say, oh, these immigrants are taking our jobs. And there's a point where they actually are taking certain jobs, like construction jobs, for instance, right? Those type of jobs, typically you might see someone who may be of Mexican descent. It wasn't just Mexicans, also back in the day it was Italians, it was German, they have immigrants. But right now, as of today, the stereotype would be a Mexican construction worker who will work for a cheaper price than an American worker. And just as good, probably even better. And, people tend to hold on to them because it's cheaper labor. Now, with those jobs, which benefits them, is a wonderful thing. They take the money, take care of their families, send it back home. But what about the people who are here who also want to do construction? They will definitely get outbidded by, in this example, a Mexican bidder who has a crew. They're all competent. They work harder and longer with you with less food, less needs. So that's a prime example of what I mean by people feel like the immigrants are taking their jobs. So I could only assume South Africans feel the same way, but I need to be educated. I might be 100% wrong. I'm just foot in and foot out of the situation. First of all, shout out to my African ladies, South African ladies. Oh, that ass be, oh. Whew. All right, so let's get educated. Let's go.
Black South Africans dancing to tourists or white people.
White South Africans are home. Let me tell you what white South Africans actually are in this country. They are our neighbors.
Actually, now the critique would be like, why don't you take that smoke with white South Africans? I'm assuming logically their plan is once they get rid of the other immigrants to go after the white people, but I don't know how it's going to happen. Maybe they're just picking on people because they feel like they're in closest proximity, so it's easier to gain up on them. But when it comes to the white infrastructure, it has to be better planned out, because that's what Julius Malema was jailed for, or that was his issue. He was saying, look, let's go after the white people. But I could assume, again, they're going after the immigrant black people first, and then they're going to hatch a plan to go after the white people. I'm assuming that makes logical sense to me.
We have this Zulu guy humbly talk to this white South African.
Whenever there is a shortage of food inside the.
And we apologize.
Whoa, hold on. Where's that anger I saw for the immigrants? Don't talk to him calmly. Talk to him, scream at him like you do the immigrants.
For the inconvenience.
No, come on.
But whenever you see a black person, he will tell you to close down your shop.
We are sick and tired with the Somalians, with the Pakistanians, with Nigerians, and
The Somalians, Pakistanians.
Woo! All right, now this has been going on crazy. I got so many comments from my previous video on the South African situation.
Okay, so they paying South Africans, so this is like they're extorting people to be saved like on some mobster shit. What the hell?
And I've been hearing different things on my For You page from different sides. For those of you who don't know, I'm currently not inside the United States of America. I am internationally, so my For You page is completely different than what you might be seeing on your social media account. This is a situation that's been going on with South Africa at this moment in time, and we're going to be diving right into it and breaking it down. And if you like this video before I said this right now, you're a true legend. If you didn't like the video yet, come on, gang. It takes 2 seconds. Give this video a like, and hopefully we can come to some clarification on what's happening. Let's go. If you liked the video before I said this, comment True Legend in the chat so I know that you locked in. Let's get it.
we are sick and tired with the Somalians, with the Pakistanians, with Nigerians, and all illegal immigrants in this country.
Well, he told the white man all civil and nice and like, oh, this was happening. The soldiers of fruits. Shout out to my South Africans. I love the Zulu Bosa. And what's the other one? Accent. When they pronounce it R, I'm like, yeah, I love that shit. The Saka. I mean, first of all, trying to bully other grown men is despicable. Look, South Africa, despite of the woman who I want to caress their nyash, I just want to lay on it, like get like a Tonka truck and just. I will never go to South Africa unless I have someone who I know protect me, because there's a lot of bullshit that happens to South Africans and tourists, okay? A lot of robberies, a lot of rape, okay? So South Africa, in my eyes, from what I've been hearing from people who actually visited the country, yes, a lot of people had a good experience, but a lot of people had a really bad experience, and the bad experience is nothing to play with. Due to poverty, of course, due to whatever the case, I don't believe what skin color you have has anything to do with your character. Evil exists in any human being. And the evil I hear about South Africans, what they do to people, their own people and tourists, it's hard for me to feel bad for them when they perpetuate the same thing they are complaining about. What I'm talking about, I can't bring it up on this channel. Yes, these might be incidents that happen to be recorded at the same time, but you know, I don't feel safe in South Africa. I just like the culture, I like the woman, I like the music, that's it. If you can see the Indian man, there are a lot of Indians in South Africa, by the way.
All right, so this is what I've learned so far. This one guy that we've just seen, he's been like, I've seen him all over social media. I don't know his name. If you know his name, comment his name in the chat down below. But he's been aggressively. There's a couple people who are trying to be like the new aggressive Malcolm X type South African. I want to say Malcolm X because that's diabolical. But like he's been going crazy, like really going into people's places, stomping things out. And Africans from different nations are literally saying, bro, you don't treat white people the same way you treat African people, black people, you know? You don't treat melanated people the same way you treat Caucasian people. Why you don't keep the same situation? And they're saying all these other African content creators, all these other African, it's not even content creators, it's regular people. They always just like, bro, why you don't treat these white people the exact same way you treat us? And when you sit down and talk to us,
that's an international problem. Black people in general here in America, it's the same shit. So sorry for like singling out South Africa. Here in America, same shit. Black people will kill black people in a drop of a dime. Quick to disrespect, quick to rob, quick to try to have sex with your girl, quick to like. But when a white man does something to them, oh my God, we're the attack. That's literally what happens on a daily basis. Okay. let's even get it further. Let's say this whole FBA topic, right? This is the newest group in town, the newest gang I call in town because now everyone is FBA. They're different from everyone else. You might see someone like Tariq Nasheed talk about how these tethers, they're stealing, these tethers are doing this and that. So you're trying to say that in order for you to cause crime, you have to be a tether. That means if you're FBA, you don't cause crime. Now all of a sudden FBAs are innocent people and it's just immigrants who are causing crime. Really? That's what's going on now. This blame game and trying to pretend like you're innocent when you know you cause the same type of crimes. Now again, to what level? If it comes to like systemic power, yes, they've been robbed of their own land. But I would never understand outside of the concept of poverty. People are starving. That makes them more animalistic because they have less resources, so they have to be very, very vicious to protect what they got. I don't see the excuse of why you treat your own kind the same way.
You talk to us diabolically. It's not just him. It's all of South Africa that behaving like this. So I'm trying to come to a understanding on what is going on with the diaspora, not the diaspora, with the race colorism thing that's going on. And we're going to be trying to break it down. Now, listen, I'm only just trying to understand, and you could try to understand this situation with me.
See how this Zulu guy humbly talk to this white.
So nice. Look at him. Like, hey, white man. So economically we're suffering. So we feel nigga, show that same energy.
South African, without no shout.
And then, you know what? I think it's like the Charleston White. I'm calling it Charleston White logic. They don't mess with Charleston White the same way with someone like me because Charleston White lets you know he's gonna call the police. So a regular citizen, right? They may have to call the police because they think the police is not gonna protect them. If they do tell, so they're between a rock and a hard place. They're like, okay, I could combat this person harassing me with police, but what if the police doesn't arrest him? What if he gets out of jail? Or what if he tell his boys, his crew that what's happening? You know. So Charleston White is the only one to say, look, I will not only to protect myself with defense mechanisms like knives and pepper spray, I will also call the police on you. So what I'm trying to say is with the white people, they know they will be held more accountable than they would do a black person. I'm sorry, I'm not good at communicating. I'm just trying to get my thoughts out. But yeah, I think this is why it's like some kind of invisible barrier when it comes to, in this case, of white people. Oh no, they're gonna catch us on camera and hold us accountable. But a black person, get out. That's all.
But whenever you see a black person, he will tell you to close down your shop, insult you, bully you, and remind you that this is not your country. Just watch the video.
Yes, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yes, I'm fine. Yes, I'm here concerning the complainants about the employees. Your employees, they've laid their complaints and they were not attended proper end. And also, there are a lot of complaints regarding their salaries.
Okay, well, at least he is trying to defend the employees. So he may not be showing the same energy, but he is advocating for the employees. So I'm not gonna call him a hypocrite. I'm thinking because one, he's on camera, and two, he's a white guy. So again, he'll be held more accountable. But he is advocating. So let's not pretend like he's not doing the same thing, but in a different way. But he is not keeping the same energy. But he's not telling him to leave either. So again, because they know he'll be held more accountable.
Ever there is a shortage of
because this shop you can't pick up and go. It's a franchise.
food inside the shop. You took their money, 1,000 rand, and then they don't get proper payments, and now you are threatening them to chase away. So the language in class.
The only thing I'm going to say to you is that it has gone to Famous Brands lawyers that have looked at it, and that is where it stops. You've now dealt with people Monday, Tuesday, and today, so that's where we are.
So why did you allow your management and yourself?
I have a friend, her name is Google Letu. She sounds just like him. Not the actual voice, but like the same mannerisms and everything. It's so adorable to me.
To exploit these ladies while they are working perfectly for you?
Sorry, just hold it a second. According to the Copy Act, these people aren't allowed to film me.
Okay, I remember.
So you take your pictures away.
Yes.
The staff aren't allowed on this property at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is now in the.
I mean, he is pressing them though. I ain't gonna lie, he is pressing them. Not now on some raw Russia, get your shit out because the establishment doesn't snake the ones on the streets, doesn't make it right. But he knows again he'll get his ass handed to him in court. Look at Julius Malema in there for 5 years, so you can't have the same energy. But if it were to be outside in a little hut, maybe you'll be on some rah-rah shit. I'm assuming. So I'm not going to say, oh, he's not taking the same energy. If he is confronting him face to face, eye to eye, gotta give him that.
Hands of the normal route and the Department of Labour and the CCMA. And that's where it rests now.
No. But
Yes, it does.
no, you need to listen to their complaints, and
We have listened to their complaints.
and then these are valid complaints.
We've listened to their complaints now for 2 days.
Hold on. I'm shocked because I couldn't find some of the clips because it's the For You page, but I've seen this guy like on my For You page go crazy, not the Caucasian guy, the African guy, go crazy on African people, curse them out, push them around, people interrupt him, he shut them down like aggressive.
And again, this is the problem with black people in general, from FBA to black Americans, which is the same shit to me. Caribbeans, Africans, we got smoke for each other like no other. Like you black. You could be a father, you could be a respectable young man, a respectable older man, a guy with no criminal record. He could be a guy who has a record. It doesn't matter. You see another black person, you don't have this internal, I mean, I'm not gonna say we, but you won't have the same energy for a white man. You won't. Again, maybe because you fear the law more, or it's some internal hate in you. Like, you know what? It's crazy, yo.
I've never seen him act like this. And the guy literally just told him, he's like, yo, the African guy's like, yo, listen, we heard of some situations where you're not paying your workers, your employees, and you're exploiting them when they don't sell enough food. You exploit them. You take away their wages.
Oh,
and the
really?
guy said, the Caucasian guy said, hold on.
All right, I'm on side with the African dude. I don't know his name yet. Yes, he's not a little boy in him. Yes, he's not like trying to punk him, but he is standing up for them. I've never heard of we didn't make enough money, that means you're not giving no money. The paycheck is a paycheck no matter what. The fuck that gotta do with me? If I work 8 hours, I pay for 8 hours. What the fuck?
Stop.
Like, are they a part of fucking marketing team or something? Are you giving them fucking like time to post certain ads so they can bring in more customers? What the fuck?
Policy. These cameras gotta go. Second of all, the government's gonna be handling this, and that's where it's gonna stop right now. We're not finna do all of this talking. And he's like, oh, okay, yes, okay. What? Hold on. But like I said, it was just one-sided, so give your patience, because I'm gonna give the other side of the situation patiently. This is one situation, one scenario, but here's another South African. Well, no, this is another African with a different perspective on this. Maybe the same, I'm not sure.
That is a video of black South Africans dancing to tourists or white people in South Africa while they are having a meal. I think I find this a bit uncomfortable, and I think it's very disgraceful. This is what black South Africans are used to. I want to ask something. Is singing and dancing a serious culture in South Africa? Because when South Africans are protesting, they are singing and dancing. When South Africa are doing anything, they are always singing and dancing. Is singing and dancing a way of life in South Africa? Just look at what the South Africans are doing to themselves. The largest occupants of people in a country has become the low class within their own country. They feed on the crumbs given to them in their own land. Just look at what they are doing. If they source black people, you will never see South African doing the same to a group of black people sitting down, having a meal or having a drink. These
Big facts.
people are failed Africa. They have failed as a people, as a country. They have turned themselves.
I don't know where he's from, but he he better not be from South Africa talk like that. They're gonna get him.
To become low lives in their own country where they have no stake in their country. It's very tragic.
Wow. Now, this guy's obviously being petty with the articulation, but some of the statements that he is saying, I'm seeing all over my For You page from multiple different African nations. I'm seeing Nigerians, people from Ghana. All the people keep saying the same type of situation. So I did a little bit of research, I did a little bit of, education, and I wanted to see, I did a little research. I wanted to see what was it like, how were the interactions, because that one interaction was just one interaction with a South African and a white person. So another video popped up on my page, and I saw another Caucasian voice in the midst of all these riots, in the midst of all these discomforts and this aggression, brutality that's happening in and out of South Africa, not in and out, but in South Africa. I wanted to see how Caucasian people are actually moving throughout this particular situation, and this is what I found.
I'm just wondering why the streets where there are these holes and there's water.
Yeah, there should be attacking him like a damn like piranha, like on us taking the piranha's cage. Look at him giving space. No, let me not judge. Hold on.
Why doesn't that get fixed?
Do you want to show me where so that I can escalate it as soon as possible to the office?
Come, it's all. You just walk down this road, my dear, and it's all over from there to all the way there. There are holes in the road. Look at all of this stuff. Why doesn't this get done?
They're going to fix it.
Oh, come on.
They're going to fix.
Come.
Who's going to fix it?
But we're telling you what is
You
going
know
to
how
be
long
done.
this has been like this for?
But people are not reporting. When we see
Oh, you don't have
such
to
things-
report. You just got to walk in the city and see it.
And we've done that. And I'm saying to you, Joburg Water is here, JRA is here, and these things are going to be attended to. And we apologize for the inconvenience.
Oh no, come on.
But you can't.
You said they ain't gonna do shit. You know it's gonna be a money grab. There's gonna be incentives and money for projects, and then all of a sudden the money disappears. That's what's happening a lot in a lot of different countries around the world, even here in America.
Make up your mind with
No, my dear, I come here all the time.
Don't raise your voice, though. Don't raise your voice.
Okay,
Let's engage
this
properly.
area is quite an extraordinary area.
And I agree
There is
with you
business going on
100%.
here
I
that's
agree
incredible.
with you 100%.
And yet all of
I'm
this is going
promising
on.
you that JRA and Joburg Water will attend to the issues that you've mentioned. I'll make
Let's hope
sure
so.
of it.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, no, they
Let's
will
hope so,
attend
because
to
it's
it.
been like this for years.
No, they're going to attend to it. I promise you, Uncle.
Hello, sir.
Now, I understand the guy's frustration with the local environment and situations like that, but why did none of those guys stand up like, yo, why are you talking to this young lady like that? Why are you sitting there addressing this woman like that throughout that process?
The white man wasn't being disrespectful. I guess she was trying to deny what he sees on a daily basis, and it's frustrating when someone try to play in your face. Someone try to gaslight you like, what's wrong with this place? Ain't nothing wrong with it. Like, bitch. No offense. Look at the goddamn streets. I'm not dumb. I'm sorry, I'm projecting right now because people like to play in my face. So when I see someone play in somebody's face, I get triggered. Where I live too is dirty as hell. Okay, so I'm not gonna say where I live. I'll probably send them other videos, but I gotta be more transparent. You never know who listens to your videos, even though I have no traffic right now. I live in a dirty area. I'm in New York City. Okay, I didn't really understand how dirty it was until I went to like Texas. I went to Chicago. I went to Toronto. Granted, these places have way more space, so that's the main thing. New York City, it has way more people than it's supposed to have. That's why there's a housing shortage. That's why rent is so high. So keep that in mind. But in the meantime, rats. This is a rat's paradise. It's cringy. Now that I look at it from a different perspective.
Process, like, why is that acceptable throughout any situation? As men, one of y'all should have stepped in and be like, bro, like, what? You go pipe down. You doing a bit too much. but it's still consistent with the ideologies of what the rest of the African nations are actually.
But that's not the same thing. The guy who confirmed the owner, even though he's talking nicer, he still stood up for the workers. That's better than what most people won't do. Most people are send a damn Instagram post or maybe a tweet, but he actually went their foot on the ground. So salute to him.
He's saying, like I said, I'm just trying to understand, and I'll give my full analysis at the end of the video. But let's see what a couple of South Africans have to say about this type of ideology.
I need to address something that keeps coming up in international spaces. People
I used to look like that too. I need to get my motherfucking fat ass in the gym again.
who have never sit in South Africa are telling us what to do with white South Africans. Now let me be very clear about something. White South Africans are home, full stop. We are talking about people who are 5-6 generations deep in this soil. People who can show you where their great-grandfather is buried. People whose families have known no other country, no other language, no other home.
Then when black Americans say that exact same thing, you guys say, no, you come from somewhere else. Come on, gang.
I don't understand this FBA thing. I just don't get it. All right. Let me say, in my opinion, I don't know 100%. I need to be educated more. But the whole FBA thing is, for one, to me, is when or if reparations get paid out, they deserve it first because they were here the longest. The second thing is the actual Native Americans outside of actual Native America, and they didn't come from Africa. Yeah, I don't know. I need to get educated.
I just had to throw it in there. I just had to throw it in there. You know what? But hold on. Let's continue.
South Africa is not a place they moved to. It is the only place they have ever known. And to suggest that they should be chased away by people who cannot even point to South Africa on a map is not Pan-Africanism. It is ignorance dressed as liberation. Let me tell you what white South Africans actually are.
Well, here's my critique about this. I think Zimbabwe is the only country that actually successfully did exactly what South Africa is trying to do. Take away the white man, replace him with the black power. If you don't have competency to run the country, it's almost like, a feminist say they don't need men, but all men disappear. Who's going to do the maintenance for the power grid? Who's going to do the maintenance for the roads? Who's going to get the food? Who's going to this whole infrastructure in which us Americans are so spoiled because we don't know how it is to not have power. We don't know how it is to not have food programs. Not saying not food, because there are a lot of homeless people and poor people out here. But there are programs. Here in America, it's not the same everywhere in the world. We are extremely privileged, even though it doesn't feel that way, because we haven't traveled outside or we haven't been reminded how privileged we are. Okay? So there's, like I said, it's like a woman saying that you don't need men, but when all men disappear, you're going to see how nature will reclaim what we have right now. Because this is not some automated machine. This is a man putting their lives on the line, going underground, inhaling dust. Like, there's people out there who are that delusional to think things are just that easy. So when it comes to South Africans want to take over the country, do you have the skill to run the infrastructure? The power grid alone shows you it's not the rolling blackouts, okay? Okay, it's going to be more than just singing and dancing. It's going to be more, do you have to hire an engineer to do certain jobs? Do you have a trustworthy president and treasurer who's going to not steal the money and run away to Paris and flex on people? So if you don't have this in place, you're going to be becoming another Zimbabwe. I'm going to do a Zimbabwe video because I don't know much about Zimbabwe. I just know they have a failed economy because they actually got the white people out.
In this country, they are our neighbors, our colleagues, our employees, our employers. They are farmers feeding this country. They are engineers building its infrastructure. They are doctors in its
farmers. You hear that? Hospitals, real actual skills, needed necessities. Okay, if you don't have that other than good vibes, then do not try to run out the people who could run it, and they disappeared. All of a sudden, it's just a horrible situation. I use a feminist ideology because you hear so many women say they don't need men. Yes, the F you do. That cell phone you got, by men. Computers, infrastructure, building, everything is by men. Physical grit, okay? We haven't got to the part where AI and robots are just building shit up. Then you can say you don't need men. And even then, that's built by men too, okay? Should be common sense, but it's not.
Hospitals, there are teachers in schools, there are business owners employing South Africans of every race and every background. And when service delivery fails, it fails for them too. When inflation goes up, it goes up for all of us. When load shedding hits, their lights go off too. When the municipality fails, they sit in the same traffic on the same broken roads. We live in this country together. We always have. And the people calling for white South Africans to be removed are not calling for African liberation. They are calling for a different kind of destruction.
This guy should have been a politician. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't hear quote unquote Black Americans FBA. It's so annoying. Hearing that they say they don't need. I mean, I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, you need to get rid of white people, and we're the true leaders of the world, etc." We're the Jew, almost like how Jews feel like they're the chosen people. They're Black people who have their own version of that, feeling like they are the original people. They deserve to be in charge, right? My angle is competency. Do you have the skills to run the country? It's a yes or no. Because good vibes does not work. I believe in Korea, right? Korea is like, when it comes to car manufacturing, they're like top 3 in the world. They didn't always manufacture cars. They didn't wake up one day and say, you know, I want to build a car. I think that they employed people from different countries to teach them. They took that information and then they started like experimenting, trying to see how they could differentiate themselves from the market. That's how you do it. It's the education is key formats in the situation. I hope and pray that people understand this is basic logic. If Black people want to be liberated, you're going to have skills to liberate yourself from. If not, they will always have, when I say they, I mean the white people, or whatever the ruling power is, will always have something above your head. Because you can't say you want to replace somebody and then beg them from hell at the same time. Okay? Again, I'm going to say feminists. No beef for feminists. I understand why feminists is there. But let's say feminists say they want to be in control. They can rule men at the same time, but yet they depend on men to protect them every day. They depend on men who are not savages, who are not rapists, who they coexist with every day to not be that type of person they think men are naturally. It's a codependency situation that they just don't think exists. The South Africans, like the Zimbabweans, they didn't think it existed until it hit them in reality. Oh my gosh, we actually did it. Oh my gosh, we actually did it. We got rid of the white man. Okay, how are we gonna fix load shedding? Who has the skill to...
His vernacular.
And then the politicians, you think, okay, I'm going to control the country. All money goes through me. I sign it. And then let's see, phone don't ring. He on vacation. He doing side deals. He's enriching himself and his family. And it goes on and on, over and over and over and over again. This is not just a African thing. This is a worldwide thing. In China, you can't do that shit because they will chop your whole head off. That's the only time when you see social actually work, because you can't just steal because everyone knows what you're doing. But in this capitalist thing, you can't trust people. People will take advantage.
The wordplay was diabolically delicious. I'm not gonna front. We are all, and we're all in this together. Once we know, I loved it. I'm gonna keep it real. And I understand what he's saying. I get that perspective in that scenario. But at the same time, when it comes down to the hierarchy of financial economics in South Africa, from what I've learned, the darker melanated people in South Africa are at the low bottom tier, and the Caucasian people are at the top tier when it comes.
Keep in mind, there are poor white South Africans, by the way. Just so you know. Did you know there's poor Jews? Did you know that? So not all Jewish people are all like building, they own buildings and they be balling. It's actually poor Jewish people too. when it comes to South Africans, they're actually poor white South Africans too. Just let you know, because some people think like, oh, they just on this high horse, they just looking at us like, no, there's actually people out there who are not as fortunate. Let it be drugs, let it be no family. It is what it is.
Comes down to it. Majority of the immigrants who migrate into South Africa, from what I've been seeing, are still put at that lower tier position, the same position that a lot of the immigrants, a lot of the natural original South Africans are frustrated.
And I heard there was some kind of bill that gave some South Africans some privileges, like over jobs. I can't remember the name of the bill. You're not going to highlight it because most people don't want to just, again, see the whole, like, oh, white people on top, black people on the bottom. There are some advantages that the government put in place for South Africans to actually thrive over white people. Some occasions, not all, not even a little bit. So, if you happen to hear this video and you're South African, please let me know the name of that bill.
To that. So why are you getting mad looking down? No, I'll give my opinion at the end.
Now let me say something about the context that international commentators consistently get wrong. South Africa has been a democracy for 30 years. 30. That is one generation. That is how long black South Africans have legally been allowed to own businesses, access capital, enter certain professions, and build generational wealth. One generation. And in that one generation, look at what has been built. South African businessmen and women are at the forefront of business, not just in this country, but on this continent. Brands that are internationally recognized. Entrepreneurs who started from nothing and built something extraordinary. Black excellence in South Africa is not a myth. It is a 30-year-old reality that is still accelerating. So when people outside this country look in and make judgments about racial power and economic equality without understanding what 30 years actually means, without understanding what was deliberately dismantled before those 30 years, they are not helping us. They are undermining a story that is still being written. And to those foreign nationals specifically who come to South Africa and tell us to chase our own people away while your own countries are collapsing under corruption and mismanagement, you do not get to come here and tell how to manage a democracy that is older and more functional than most of yours. Fix your basket first. South Africa's story is complex, its history is painful. The work of building genuine equality is real and it is ongoing. But that work gets done by South Africans, black, white, colored, Indian, every identity that calls.
Stop it! You said everything that black Americans have been saying the whole time. Everything black Americans have been saying, word for word, verbatim, bar for bar. You just said. And now that it's happening in South Africa, you guys are understanding. Listen, I, under contrary belief, after listening to what this young man has been saying and looking at it from both sides, I'm not choosing sides. I'm only giving an assessment of what I think is possible. Matter of fact, stop that right there. I agree.
Homie was cooking.
I agree.
Alright, it's fucking piano shit. He did a piano where he came for ask people to join his Patreon. Africans are pretending to not know why they're being kicked out of countries. Nigerians are kicked out worldwide because they're home Africa. Yeah, yo. Good out there. Shout out to South Africa. Bring your woman.